Hello, welcome back to A Thousand Week Reich as the United States of America. Now, before we get going, you may have commented on the last video. I'm recording this on the back of the other video, so if you have, I'm terribly sorry. I will not have read your comments before this video, so sorry if you have some good tips that I didn't listen to yet. Those will probably be implemented in the next episode. Anyway, let's get going. So I did set up a tentative organization for our navy. Our navy is kind of a mess, honestly. We have a lot of carriers. Oh, so we have like 2 carriers per fleet. We have the pride of the fleet here, the United States is what it's called, actually. And then you have the Intrepid, which I've actually been on, because that is in, yeah, that one is docked in New York. It's a museum right now, right? I think so, at least. And then you have the let's see, the Wasp, the Reprisal, the Essex, the Antietam, Franklin D. Delano Roosevelt, the Midway, the Shangri-La, the Lake Champlain, the Coral Sea. Oh, this one has 3. But yeah, as we have a lot of carriers and stuff, our problem is that even for our Pacific fleet, our task forces can't really do much over here, which is kind of strange. So I think we need to rethink the way we're doing our fleets, and we need to get all of these destroyers out of the carrier squadrons and get some cruisers and stuff for the Pacific. We still have, yeah, we have some trouble here in the Atlantic as well, so we need to fix that. Get the cruisers out there, get the destroyers into their own fleets once we have enough ships to jumble things around properly, and set the destroyers on duty to guard like our coastlines and look for submarines and stuff like that. Because destroyers are just inherently bad in open sea. Let's send the death of Svein Björnsson. At the age of 70, the president of Iceland, Svein Björnsson, has died in Reykjavik due to poor health. An upcoming election is planned to replace the president, but the death of this national symbol has impacted the small nation's morale, and Iceland has entered a period of mourning. Yeah, they are in the Toronto Accord, that's good. Egyptian martial law. Chaos in Cairo sparked by the conflict between Egyptian police and British garrisons has resulted in severe damage, specifically targeting European-owned properties. In an attempt to control the tension and disorder, the Egyptian government has declared martial law and ordered the military to restore order in Egypt's urban centers. Martial law? Tales from Europe, okay. As disgraced former British Prime Minister Churchill once said, an iron curtain now lies between the free world and of the West and the Nazi-dominated Europe. As a result, the European continent remains in large part a black hole from which information about the daily lives of people and political events is often hard to gather. However, the walls are not airtight, and there is a constant trickle of European refugees escaping from the fascist continent via the Channel, Scandinavia, the Mediterranean, or through Russia and Central Asia. They bring harrowing stories with them of a continent ruled by fear and brutality from Eastern Europe, in particular in the Nazi Reichskommissariats and other colonies. Tales describe suffering and slaughter wrought on its people on a scale not seen since the days of the Mongols. It is clear that the victory of the German race over the quote-unquote inferior European races was not empty rhetoric from Hitler, as tens of millions deemed subhuman are butchered, bullied, beaten, starved, and enslaved across the continent. Yes, well, when they say what they mean, you should believe them. Election nears. The presidential elections have been scheduled for November 4th, and each of the candidates running for the presidency have begun their campaigns and rallies across the country. General Douglas MacArthur has previously stated his intent to run for the presidency, which, with conservatives in the Republican Party, are divided between him and the isolationist Robert Taft. Oh boy. Is he the guy who fell into his bathroom or bathtub and had to get help to get out because he got stuck? Who seeks for America to back out of world affairs. While the two campaign, anti-segregationist and progressive Earl Warren is using this justice, or his justice ties in support to quickly gain traction up north. The Democratic Party has its fair share of divides with the highly controversial Dixiecrat Strom Thurmond, rallying his fellow supporters in the South against the northern candidates such as Estes Kefauver and Adlai Stevenson. This election will by far shape America for years to come. Okay, so it seems like we need to think a little bit more about our candidates instead of just going, well, we should go Republican because they have more seats. We have a lot of decisions to prospect for resources here, and we have nuclear strikes in Germany. Oh boy, what? With the Germans now developing their own atomic weapons, the risk of a nuclear attack on the territory of the Toronto Accord, especially in Britain, which lies so close to German bases in Europe, has become very much a reality on top of the risk of a direct invasion. As a result, our capability to deliver a powerful knockout nuclear attack with our superiority in terms of nuclear weapons is paramount. Should the unthinkable happen, and the Germans decide to use atomic weapons on our allies, or manage to directly threaten the core territory of the Toronto Accord members themselves with invasion, we will have no choice but respond with a full nuclear response. Our bombers operating from bases in Britain and elsewhere are on standby and ready to deliver their payloads to their pre-planned targets. Should we be attacked, we have only to give the order. So we can do this decision if Germany uses nuclear weapons on us, or on or directly occupied core territory of the main Toronto Accord members, so that's us, UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. Netherlands and Indonesia declared war on the Republic of Indonesia, so they broke free over there. Yeah, so this is kind of interesting. Then we have the Federal Reserve. Increase interest rate or decrease, we'll have to look into that later on. That's the only stuff we can do, yeah. Computing machine, of course. Indonesian National Revolution. Just as many believed, the unrest between Indonesian and, oh my god, Indonesians and Dutch were never meant to be fixed. Recent news have supported this theory with a supposedly routine riot spiraling into a full-blown revolution. A national government has been proclaimed by the Indonesian rejecting to acknowledge Dutch authority over the East Indies. This revolution is a result of systemic inequality within the supposed confederation, to the point where one man that isn't even in Indonesia can spark such a large-scale national revolution. And then the death of George VI has passed away peacefully in his sleep from health complications. Now the young Queen Elizabeth takes the throne. Oh, we have decisions now we can make. Or do. Germany tests an atomic bomb. Yeah, there we go. COVID operations in Latin America. Oh boy. Oh no. Just hours ago, the government of Germany announced the success of its first ever atomic bomb test. The test was performed in the remote Arctic region of the Reichskommissariat Moskowian on February 19th, and the relatively low-yield weapon successfully detonated. Germania now claims that it's proven that it can match the Toronto Accord in terms of nuclear capabilities. However, military experts in the West have suggested that the announcement around the test is a bluff, and that Germany does not have the full capabilities to produce atomic bombs on an industrial scale, unlike the United States. Nevertheless, a clear demonstration of theoretical nuclear capability from Germany is something the West had long feared and now is a reality. Okay, well, I want to have a look at this bullshit. Being the guardian of the free democratic world, the United States of America has both a moral obligation and a duty to enforce the ideas of democracy and freedom to its neighbors across the world. Yeah, of course, because enforcing the ideas of democracy is how you are a guardian of the free world. At least that is what the world is told. Perhaps more importantly, it is within America's strategic interests to ensure its power is secure in the Western Hemisphere while it opposes more threatening powers elsewhere. Let's see. So we can go after fascist and isolationist movements. So let's see, we can go after Guatemala. They are socialist. Yeah, they're trying to position themselves away from American. Like, they're trying to get away from us, basically, which we don't like, I guess. And then you have Cuba. Now, I think Cuba is the one we're going to go for, because they are fascist. And popular government, Cuba for Cubans. For the ruling authentic party. Oh no. Yeah, we're probably going to go for Cuba. And then we have the Dominican Republic. Where's that one? That's Panama. Costa Rica. Where is the Dominican Republic? There it is. They're also fascist. Well, I mean, I know. I know what we're gonna do. First, Cuba. And let's set our submarines first to exercise. We're still doing good for oil, so I'm going to set the Pacific Fleet to exercise. That might start cutting into our oil. State of Spain declared war on the Kingdom of Morocco. Spanish-Moroccan conflict, okay. And the Norwegian thaw. I'm going to read this because I'm Norwegian. The Norwegian dictatorship has entered uncertain times in the wake of growing unrest and collapsing domestic support following the death of 54 Norwegians in what is known as the Narvik incident. The Quisling government has contacted Germania in an unprecedented telegram requesting permission to launch much-needed reforms, whose contents have been leaked to the press, and has been agreed upon by the German regime. As garrisons retreat from besieged domestic barracks, victorious crowds burn their German flags in the streets. Celebrations are expected to continue into the next week. The London-based Norwegian government in exile has refused to comment on this event, but has cautious assurances of support from the Toronto-aligned nations roll in. One thing is clear. The new order faces a new threat from the man in the street. Yes, indeed. Republic of India took 5 states from the Republic of Bengal. Okay, India's in all kinds of mess. Susi Taival, oh, it's fucking Susi, dude, wins Finnish presidency as Finnish politics continued to radicalize. The fascist IKL's candidate, Paavo Susi Taival, a former soldier and an author, has won the presidential election, subverting all initial expectations, winning by only a dozen of electoral votes. This election marks the most dramatic upset in Finnish political history. In his victory speech, Susi Taival made numerous mentions of Greater Finland using nationalistic rhetoric to rile up his supporters, making the establishment generally nervous. Okay, man can't even open his eyes and he won the presidency. It's a little bit spooky. But surely they would want to fight the... Never mind, they can become friends with the Germans. But if you go with the fascists, it's, let's see... Yeah, reinforced German ties. That's annoying. UFO activists? Oh, hell yeah, dude. Midnight pitch black sky, 50 miles from Roswell, 1952. The occasional Air Force security patrol aside, the ranches are quiet. Even livestock cannot bear the cold of the night, and certainly not the households scattered across the greenish-brown landscape. It is a vast and unbroken field of silence, only interrupted by the occasional truck growling down a nearby interstate. But something is about to break the silence. A tiny car packed to the brim with tourists rides the deserted country roads with cameras at the ready and expectant gazes. Some of them use flashlights to illuminate the surrounding countryside, and tomorrow a farmer will lodge a formal complaint with the country authority at the 3rd time his wife was blinded by tourist flashlights this month. It will receive no response. The tourists stop at a particularly deserted overpass, leave the car's confines, and make their way towards a cordoned off spot on the ground. Torn synthetic fabric is scattered across the ground along with the occasional frayed wire. If it had been whole, perhaps the tourists could have made out the half-weathered Air Force symbol on what used to be a weather balloon. They find what they're looking for, a half-embedded metallic object so sleek and chrome it looks literally otherworldly. The tourists coo and nudge at the object, and with small handheld implements, they dig the object out of the ground and tuck it in a haversack. Tomorrow it will appear in a strange exhibition in Las Vegas, just 6 hours ahead of the Air Force's announcement of a missing data instrument. 52,000 visitors will be recorded before the object is retrieved. And a nation falls a little further into hysteria. Or hysteria? I don't know. Can you tell my voice is dying? It's a thing that happens to me when I speak much, or too much. Which isn't even all that much. The Algerian Republic declared war on the Oran Free State. So now we have even more war in North Africa. That one isn't gonna last at all, I don't think. Oh my god, okay. Finish the hydrogen bomb. The US tests the hydrogen bomb. In the Enotak Atoll in the Pacific Ocean, the United States succeeded in detonating the world's first hydrogen bomb with a yield of over 10 megatons of TNT. The new type of weapon, powered by nuclear fusion rather than fission, exploded with over 600 times the power of the atomic bombs used in the invasion of Japan. Fuck yeah, dude. Though this current bomb is too large and complex to be used as an actual deployable weapon, it remains a proof of concept, and its sheer destructive power is a testament to American abilities. Terrifying weapon. Engineering, yes, there we go. Computing machine, again, always, and then let's get encryption and decryption. Oh my god, there's so much stuff. Oh, another UFO thing. Project Blue Book took over its predecessor in service as a branch of the Air Force a week ago, dedicated to studying and recording unidentified flying objects. Huh. Instructing him to take all necessary measures to consolidate the team's affairs, centralize available information, and present a report to him within the month with emphasis on possible avenues for research into anti-air and surveillance technology. Rupert, what is going on? At least we're keeping tabs on these sightings, okay? Just a lot of people freaking out about possible UFOs. Let's prep the United States Armed Forces for a war with Germany. Probably also have to prep for potential involvement in the Vietnam War. Britain tests an atomic bomb. British government announced that the United Kingdom achieved what only the United States and more recently Nazi Germany had accomplished. They developed and tested an atomic bomb. Hailed as a great achievement and a sign of Britain's determination and ability to defend themselves from any German aggression. Democrats in West Africa. Democratic elements of the French exiles in West Africa believe that the exiles should collaborate closely with the native population in the hopes of creating a new identity that would promise peace and stability for their new homeland. Okay, that's kind of cool, I guess. Now let's see if it collapses in 2 seconds. Free Central American states have moved out of Belgium and are now holding on for dear life in the United Kingdom. Actually, no, that's in the corners of Belgian territory. Shady dealings in the Reich. According to reports, oh, Lavrent Tiberia is dead. KGB pedophile, or NKVD pedophile. Horrible person. According to reports provided by a secret informant, there have been numerous incidents of murder and assassinations in the midst of the ongoing political turmoil within the Reich. Well, we have no idea what's going on there. I wonder what's going to happen. You know? The mind shudders at the thought of perhaps Hitler dying. As the politicians failed to reach a compromise, the hidden and the hidden, as I would call it. Hidden is, I always say it in Norwegian, if you have a definite article or whatever. Despite their role as National Samling's paramilitary, the Hidden has overthrown the government. Odvar Sathid, a prominent commander of Hidden, the Hidden doesn't make any sense, it would be Hidden, has assumed the role of emergency leader, leading the Hidden junta that will control the nation from now on. Hidden has promised the Norwegian public to cleanse the decadent politician class, then somehow bring about a new golden age for Norway. Well, I mean, no, that's not gonna work out. What the fuck, it just went from bad to worse. Illegitimate government, yeah, you got that fucking right. Southern tornado outbreak. Violent tornadoes ravage the southern United States. Okay, so we take some infrastructure damage. That's fine. It's just Arkansas. Nobody lives there anyways. Okay, 102 days until we've laid the groundwork for opposition in Cuba. I guess we should probably prep for an invasion. Maybe we should make it in the... How does Bay of Pigs sound? That'll work. Oh my god, there's so much stuff. Would be cool if we could just immediately invade Havana. Congo rebellion crushed, yeah. Was to be expected. Konev declared premier. Following the recent death of the Soviet leader Beria, no doubt unknown amounts of political intrigue maneuvering, the ruling Communist Party of the Soviet Union in Perm has elected Marshal Ivan Konev as premier. Konev is certainly a divisive figure in Perm, and on the one hand, he is a capable commander and one of with a political will to rebuild the country. On the other hand, increasingly erratic behavior and radical political ideas have been observed since the traumatic disaster of the Nazi invasion and rumors of madness. Hoi4, we have oh, what's the guy who in Kaiserreich runs the Mongolian people? He runs the Mongol Empire. Guy who calls himself Genghis Khan III or some shit. Well, Ivan Konev. Yeah, he looks kind of like he could be a madman. Three Central American states has capitulated. Great news? No, that's terrible news. Oh shit, we could actually have all of our fleets, yeah, we can have all of our fleets exercising because we have so much oil. Probably have all of our air forces exercise as well. Opening of the Germania metro. Project launched right after the end of the German-Soviet War and sped up by fear of atomic destruction. Germany announced it has constructed a large and complicated metro system unseen anywhere else before, connecting not only parts of central Germania but also suburbs and neighborhoods further out. Albert Speer, the overseer of this project, claimed that this new metro would provide the people of Germania a faster and safer way to travel. Alright. That's cool, I guess. I think a hydrogen bomb will still destroy it, though. Oh my god, why do we have 500 plain wings? Oh, and it's melting for fuel. Get rid of them. Yeah, what the fuck? What's up with 500 plain wings? That makes no sense. 200 maybe, but... What in the goddamn? That is a transport, right? We'll have to make new wings here. Because these are fucking ridiculous. The reason I'm freaking out about 500 plain wings is that you generally don't need to assign 500 at a time to a single spot. I may have missed an event there. You want to instead assign 100. Also because it is, I believe, the ideal number for the bonuses that you get from aces. So I'm gonna do like 100 strategets, we'll do a bunch of sabers. Like this. Sada oh my god, declares Greater Syria. Greater Syrian state, alright then. Fascist, don't like it. Middle East Hitler, go away. Macarthur's rally. Following his announcement on his candidacy, General Douglas MacArthur has rallied supporters in Virginia, rallying against the oppressive policies of the German Reich in Europe and calling for America to double its efforts globally. Douglas MacArthur has always been a furious supporter of interventionist policy and anti-isolationism. It is expected that, with the rise of Nazis in Europe, his views will be more widely shared with the American public, who feel as if America must take up the position as a leader of the free world against German oppression. The rally attracted a huge crowd, and it is safe to say that MacArthur will not be backing down anytime soon, especially against the more anti-interventionist voices in the party, such as Taft, who seek for the restoration of isolationist policy. We'll see if the delegates agree with Mac's vision. Let's see, let's get some sabers, and let's get some tanks as well down here, and some Thunderjets. We want CAS, we want TAC, I think, yeah, tactical bombers, we want probably more CAS, and a bit more fighters. These are the guys who are going to prep for, or help us in an invasion of Cuba, if that does come to pass. Then we want to prep as well our planes down here by Vietnam, but we may have to use aircraft carriers for that. Don't know how well our range covers it. It should cover it, honestly. Want a little bit of strategic bombing, a little bit of rolling thunder. Alright, that should be enough. Let's grab this one and get rid of it. The Javian Comet debuts. At London Heathrow Airport, a commercial aircraft accelerates along the runway an increasingly common sight before taking off on its journey towards Johannesburg, South Africa. However, this flight is anything but ordinary, as the familiar drone of propellers is replaced by the roar of jet engines. That's cool. And the May Day bloodbath. A nationwide protest has turned bloody in Japan. Students and workers' rights advocates clashed with police officers, police stations were raided, and two sides had major firefights in many urban regions. Oh my god. In a state of panic, the government ordered the police to open fire on the protesters. These orders were carried out, and shots were fired, with thousands of protesters and students wounded or killed. This is some fucking 1989, like, Tiananmen Square shit. Ending the riots for the moment, but leading to a major condemnation from internal and external opposition. That shouldn't end the riots, that should only intensify it, right? The Japanese government made it clear that it believes these actions were necessary to prevent a leftist takeover. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. Occupy Japan is a sponsored regime of a foreign power. Republic of Korea has guaranteed independence by us. That's cool. Want them in the Toronto Accord though, that would be kind of cool. Gives docking rights to the United States, that's kind of interesting. Brain drain, Siberian War, American General Staff. Okay, so we're training troops in Russia, I guess. Potentially, I guess, against China at some point. Yep, there we go. China denounces Vietnam. In a speech directly from the journalist Mo Chiang Kai-shek, the KMT has denounced communist-ruled Vietnam, blaming Vietnam for harboring and aiding Chinese communist traitors. Chiang vowed that such subversion would be punished by whatever force China could bring to bear should it continue a clear threat of escalation and possible war. Remains to see how Vietnam will respond. Well, Narayan elected. Narayan is elected to the Indian National Congress. Okay, I don't know much about Indian politics, I'm sorry. I want to see what happens in Vietnam before we end the episode. Egyptian Revolution of 1952. The Free Officer Corps. Oh my god. Free Officer Corps, alongside the Egyptian people, have overthrown the monarchy and declared the formation of the Arab Republic of Egypt, with Mohammed Naguib as new leader of this Egyptian nation. Their strongly anti-British sentiments are clearly visible in the new regime. It's like Nasserism, I guess. But the Suez Canal are now under direct threat of an invasion by the Egyptian forces. Okay, that might be bad, because we may have to intervene on the side of the United Kingdom. Strom Thurmond, infamous Dixiecrat candidate for the presidency, has held a rally in Louisiana to further his campaign goals. Disliked outside of the Deep South, he is unlikely to get close to the presidency, but will be sure to take the South with him. Other Democrats have looked with caution upon Thurmond. If the Democratic nomination goes to him, the Democrats may fail to pull a win if the Republicans put up a candidate far more in touch with the people than Thurmond is. Thurmond's extreme pro-segregationist views will for sure end any hope of the time that the African-American population gain any rights on the national level in the near future. With a Dixiecrat in office, who knows what could happen? Yeah, will the South ever rest? Please do. I don't think we're gonna go with Strom Thurmond, because he's kind of fucked up, you know? So we'll need to save some fuel now, or some oil. We can stop these, they're no longer green. That'll give us a few more days, I think. Yep, there we go. Treaty of Madurai. Oh my god, okay, United States military. Oh, fuck, I don't want to read this though right now. You know what, I will, and then I'll end the episode. Generation ago, the United States was not a military superpower. On the eve of the wars of 1940, America had a powerful navy, but little else. Oh, it's just backstory about US Army and all that, we know this. United States Air Force, yeah. United States Navy, yes. What do we go for first? I think we'll go for the... We'll go for the Navy first. That's the first line of defense. Right-wing Hindu nationalist organization and military militia, Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, has finally been totally defeated in a recent offensive by the Indian army. Cool. And no fascists in India. Oh my god. Based. Establish the Union of Indian Soviet Republics? What? Okay, that's wild. Socialist India. Unite India under the revolution. Oh, okay, so they could have gone really cool and been like anarcho-pacifist. Oh yeah, this is funny. This is cool. This might actually change how Vietnam plays out. I'm not quite sure. Then you have Union of Burma, also socialist. Then you have Marxist-Leninist Laos. Yeah, this might change how oh my god, dude. Indochina is just all kinds of commie. Germany wins the EFC, German national team, die Deutsche Fußballnationalmannschaft, has won the 1952 European Football Cup, winning against the Italians after a very tense match. German team under the leadership of Sepp Herberger, former coach of the famous Breslau 11, has been a fan favorite in most of Europe since the beginning of the match. Okay. I mean, it's just football, who cares? Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.